that's my waffle for that. I'm asking you. No, I'm not. I'm telling you something needs to happen. And on the 24th, it's not a one-day pony. If you think I'm doing this for the one-day trip, you're highly mistaken. I'm in this blood, sweat and tears. So if you do really care about your country and you care about the direction it's going in, and you don't really fancy the France trip, or you can't get there, or you don't have a passport, then just come to Dover and stand with those people. We have people in Dover, and when we get there, we're going to make sure that no one disrespects what it is we're doing. But we're going to do this in a way that puts the pressure and the message on exactly where it needs to be put. So that's Dover. And France will be different. The French need to understand what they're doing to us. The French need a wake-up call. And I had a few conversations with a few groups, and I'm so proud of the men that I'm talking to. I am truly proud of those men. Ex-soldiers, fathers, husbands, grandfathers, who say, Dan, enough. I'm not coming with you for violence, but I'm coming with you to stand shoulder to shoulder to send a clear message to the French that if they continue to allow our country to head in this direction, then we will carry on coming and coming and coming and coming. What happens on Saturday, the optics of that will kickstart, I believe, a lot of men in the UK to realise something needs to be done. And if it doesn't, then God help us all. God help us all. But I need to be able to look in my daughter's and my son's eyes when they're older and say, I tried. I was scrutinised, I was slandered. They tried to stop me, but I never gave up. No matter what came my way, I never gave up. And that's something I want you guys in here to think. Is he right? Is there enough evidence to say that he's right? Yes. Am I concerned about my daughter? Yes. Am I concerned about my wife? Yes. Am I concerned about my wider family? Yes. Then do not tell me you can't make it on Saturday. Be it in whatever capacity that may be. I fully appreciate not everyone can come to France. Get that. And we cannot take women to France. Cannot take women. And that's no disrespect to the women of England. But we cannot take women to France. It's too dangerous. So you have to ask yourself a question. I don't want to waffle too much. You've got to make a choice. Because if this doesn't work, and I know it will, but let's say it doesn't, then what? Then what? What we're going to do? What's the other option? Start kicking off. Start rioting. You'll just be in jail by the end of the week. You'll be in a BCAT prison by the end of the month, away from your family. Make absolutely no sense whatsoever. We need to anarchy. No, you don't. You need to stand up. Enough, stand up. Have you seen the table of the powerful men around the table? And you have all the people underneath the table. You just got to stand up. And you've got to start somewhere. Is this the right idea? We've got to start somewhere. Is there a risk? Yeah. But we've got to start somewhere. Is there more time we can waste? We can sit around waiting? No. No. Can't wait. So, that's it. If you're not in Dover on Saturday, go back to the pub and start moaning. Go back into your front room and tell your wife or tell your husband, can't believe the country's turning like this. Don't be scared to come on your own. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to turn up, there's going to be a bunch of loving people, British, English people holding flags, loving your country the same way you do. What are you worried about? It's about your kids, about your grandkids. This is about your country. Take that fear of whatever you're stopping you from wanting to come and put it to the back for the day. You have to realise how serious this is. I am not another person just waffling on the internet that's going to, the problem, I'm going to have to call this out because it's important that people understand. I don't sit on any fences. No one controls me. I say things how they are. People have tried to control me for the last 9 years in some capacity, and I do not let them do it because I am who I am and no one will change me. But there is too much ability to waffle on the internet to make money from that, and that will stop people actually taking actual action. We've become too digitalized, where people believe that people that talk on the internet, because they talk a good game, they're somehow the savior of the country. No, that's talk. Everyone can have an opinion. Everyone can talk. What matters is that something gets done. Too many people are following blindly people that have a good talk and show videos about what's happening. I mean, listen, information is key. Citizen journal, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about, look at the guys, the auditors, look at what they're doing. They're out there. I'm having a conversation with AY yesterday, telling me in the dead of night, AY is following buses all everywhere, following buses of migrants everywhere, dropping them off at the dead of night. AY's in the back of cars, like making sure we can see everything's going on, documenting. What a lad. BB Media going over to France. Active Patriot going to France. UKIP going to France. Raise the Colours going to France. These people are doing stuff. We have to change. And we have to stop, even if we don't like the people, they're still doing something. And the greater good of the cause is more important than arguments, bickering, worrying about who's taking the credit for what's what. That has to come to an end. So I'm the one taking the risk on the heightened level here, and I'm willing to take that risk because it's the right thing to do for the country, for the cause, and for my kids. That's the main important thing. So if you can, you should come to Dover. You're not going to be part of any violent thing because it's not going to turn that way, and I've made sure of it. There are people in Dover, including whatever. We're going to be there, and anyone tries to disrespect anything we do, you will be dealt with in a very English fashion. Let me put that very, very clear to you now. You come to Dover with looking to commit violence or riots, you will be dealt with in a very English way. Okay? And the same applies for France. You turn up in France and try and start disrespecting what we're doing, you will be dealt with in a very English fashion. And that's not a threat to anyone. That's an absolute promise from me and the lads. You will be dealt with. Don't turn up. We're looking for real patriots that know what needs to be done. Yeah? This is the beginning. This is not the end. The end is when the boats stop. The end is when our country becomes a little bit safer bit by bit. When the government realise, shit, we need to actually do something here because they're starting to stand up. You got to look around the world. When people start standing up, the government shit themselves. And, the numbers that were in London in September, imagine if everyone stood up. So that's my waffle for the night. You got the idea. You want to come to Dover. come to Dover, go for breakfast, have a coffee, wait for the call. You're going to France, make sure you book. You can go from Portsmouth, you can go from Plymouth, you can go from Dover, you can go from you can hire cars, you can fly to Paris, you can hire a car. Do not tell me there are not ways. It's now Thursday, you have enough time. And wait for the call. Go to Calais, wait for the call. It's not a big place. Don't tell me that all of this is dysfunctional. If I come on and tell you all the plans, what do you think's going to be waiting? Don't be stupid. I'm doing this the right way. And I will see you in Dover, and I'll see you in France. And I would hope that our religion, that Christianity, pastors, will be praying for us. Because one of the things we need to remember is when people say, well, I'm not going to go to France, there's a chance, we might get, things might happen. Our granddads looked at the situation in Europe. Our granddad looked at the situation in Europe, and there was no one in our country. Our country hadn't been invaded. There was no one there. England was safe. England was not invaded. There was no invaders in England or the United Kingdom. And they still went to France and died to protect our homeland. And there was no one even in our homeland at that point. They still went and died for us. Yeah? So they're here. They've invaded. They're all around us. And we're like, well, I don't really fancy France. I'd rather go to the footy, go and sit in the football ground. I'd rather go down to Boozer on a Friday night, have a headache in the morning. Fucking grow up, grow some fucking balls, go and speak to your nan and ask her what your granddad went through when we hadn't even been invaded, when no one was in the country at that point, and the men of England and Britain had gone over the channel in their hundreds of thousands. The landing craft doors opened, most of them got shot instantly, and they did that with no people, with no invasion at all. And yet they're all invading our country, and I'm proving it that it's happening on that level. These are not refugees, and yet we're still on the fence going, well, I don't know if I'm going to wait for the right moment to go to France and do. No, don't be weak, don't be spineless. Get your act together, get on the internet, get it booked. And I'll see you in France, and I'll see you in Dover. In Jesus' name, thank you for those that are coming. We thank Jesus Christ for keeping me safe throughout the 9 years, and I hope he continues to keep me safe in the next few days. Thank you, everyone. Good night.